One of my go-to dishes to beat the summer heat is cold soba noodles. As the temperature rises, there's nothing quite like a refreshing bowl of these noodles to cool you down. Making them is a breeze. All you need are soba noodles, dried seaweed, wasabi, and some udon or soba sauce concentrate. They're all readily available in most Asian supermarkets. But there are a couple of things to watch out for. Firstly, be cautious with the amount of ice you add. Too much and it will dilute the broth once it melts. Secondly, make sure you thoroughly stir in the wasabi. Since the broth is cold, the wasabi won't mix in as easily. Despite these precautions, this dish is incredibly easy to prepare and only takes as long as the noodle cooks. Perfect for a quick and refreshing meal on hot summer days. Man, now that it's finally getting hotter, just cooking makes you sweat. But what can you do when you're hungry? Well, it's time to crack open a bag of instant ramen and grab some leftovers from the fridge. Today I've got a spicy Shin ramen, a classic instant ramen. While the ramen is cooking, I noticed I had some kimbap in the fridge, so I decided to pair it with my ramen. If you haven't tried this combo, you're missing out. Surprisingly, the kimbap tastes really good when you dip it into the ramen broth. The rice soaks up all the soup and warms up the kimbap nicely. The flavors also blend together perfectly, giving each bite a spicy and savory kick. The heat from the ramen combined with the refreshing taste of the kimbap makes for a satisfying meal that hits the spot without too much effort. It's a simple, quick solution for those hot days when you don't really want to spend your time in the kitchen. If you've been watching my channel, you can probably tell I love noodles. When I'm bored of ramen, my go-to easy dish is something with these udon noodles. You can buy frozen udon noodles for about $6 to $8 and they cook in just 5 minutes. I usually add them to a soy sauce broth that you can make with fish stock or even just water, and some of the soy sauce concentrate, which you can also find at most grocery stores. For toppings, I like to add green onions and an assortment of fish cakes, but you can honestly add anything you want. The result is always delicious. The broth is savory and comforting, and the udon noodles have a great chewy texture. One thing to note is that this dish is pretty high in carbs, but for me, the taste and the satisfaction of eating a bowl of udon noodles are totally worth it. It's a simple, quick, and tasty meal that never disappoints. So yeah, give it a try next time you want something different from ramen. So Shin ramen is probably the most legendary instant ramen in Korea. It's one of the oldest and has the most established flavors, but as with all things, they've decided to create a variant that's supposedly better than the original. To be fair, Nongshim, the parent company, positioned Shin Ramen Black as the premium version of Shin Ramen, so it's not necessarily better when you put it like that. It's more premium because it apparently has beef broth powder, so I guess that makes it more special. I'm not sure about the quality of this suspicious beef broth powder, but it does taste like beef broth. Shin Ramen Black is also more expensive than the regular Shin Ramen, but is it worth the price difference? Honestly, I'm not sure. Probably not. It doesn't taste bad, nor does it taste better than the original, just different. If you're a fan of Shin Ramen, it's worth trying at least once to see if you prefer that added beef flavor, but for me, it's not a game changer. Today we're making Ipop, or fish roll bibimbap, in under a minute. Here's how. Start with some salmon fillets and kimchi. Cut the kimchi into bite-sized chunks and add it to a pot where you're frying the salmon fillets in some oil. Use a wooden spatula to break everything up. Once that's done, add some sesame oil, sugar, and sesame seeds. Mix everything together well. Next, take some day-old rice and add it to the pot. I had both leftover homemade rice and an instant rice pack. If you're using the instant rice, don't microwave it, just add it cold. Mix and bash everything together until well combined. Get a clay pot and coat it with a layer of sesame oil to prevent sticking. Scoop in your salmon fried rice and top it with some diced pickled radishes, then add your salmon roe and some dried seaweed. Cook it over high heat for 5 minutes to form a crust on the bottom and you're ready to go. Enjoy your delicious Ipop. So a while back, I roasted jappagetti, the original black bean noodle ramen. Instead of jappagetti, I suggest trying any jajang ramen. So jajang ramen usually has much more flavor and for some reason isn't as dry and salty as jappagetti. A key ingredient to any jajang ramen is a nicely fried egg. Adding a fried egg on top of these noodles is a game changer. When you pop the yolk and it flows all over the noodles, it's just perfect. Another crucial tip is to make sure you add some water into the sauce. This helps to produce a sauce that isn't too dry and stiff, but instead coats the noodles beautifully, making them silky and delicious. So if you're looking to elevate your ramen game, try some Changnan with a fried egg on top and ensure you've got enough water in the sauce. It makes a world of difference. One of my favorite combos to beat the summer heat is Mandu and spicy noodles. This tried and true combo is a staple in Korea, often served as a set menu. You get a bowl of cold noodles, typically a dish called naengmyeon. You can choose between the regular naengmyeon, which comes in a cold and refreshing clear beef broth, or the spicy naengmyeon, which comes in a sweet and spicy gochujang based sauce. Paired with this is usually galbi or some sort of marinated beef, but mandu or dumplings are also a popular option. The noodles I have are the classic bibimbap, which I would say is not spicy at all but more sweet. Overall, this is one of the best dishes to eat during the summer. The cold noodles provide a refreshing contrast to the heat, and the mandu adds a satisfying and savory element to the meal. It's a perfect balance of flavors and temperatures that keeps you cool and satisfied. If you want to eat more veggies but are tired of the conventional options, try the spicy and savory bean sprout Korean side dish. It's called 콩나물 무침 in Korean, which essentially means bean sprout mix or salad. It's easy to make and takes at most 10 minutes. First, wash your bean sprouts, then drain them and steam them in a pot without any water, just oil and salt. Steaming without water is key because bean sprouts release a lot of water on their own. They should be done in about 5 minutes. Once they're done, add the following seasonings: some sesame oil, fine Korean chili powder, 2 dashes of fish sauce, a tablespoon of minced garlic, a handful of green onions, and some sesame seeds. Mix everything together until the bean sprouts are bright red. And that's pretty much it. This dish works well as a standalone side, over rice, or even grilled. It's pretty tasty and a great way to enjoy your veggies with a bit of a spicy kick. Try it out. Today I'll show you how to make budae-jjigae in under a minute. Budae-jjigae is a Korean stew with an assortment of meats, originated during the Korean War when food was scarce. Thanks to the American influence, we include spam in the soup. For budae-jjigae, you can add any type of meat. I used leftover ground beef, bacon, sausage, and spam. For the veggies, it's the same concept. Use whatever you have in the fridge. I add some onions, green onions, mushrooms, and soft tofu. Next, you prepare the spicy sauce. Mix together gochujang, Korean pepper flakes, soy sauce, sugar, and water. Then you just pour some beef broth, fish stock, or any stock you have into the pot. I used, beef broth and fish stock. But yeah, fill it up to your desired amount and adjust the seasoning with the spicy sauce. Let it simmer until everything's cooked through, and that's pretty much it. Enjoy your budae-jjigae.
뭐 빠졌지? 그래.
One of my favorite dishes is tteokbokki. Tteokbokki is a spicy rice cake street food from Korea that's absolutely delicious. The rice cake is nice and chewy, all covered in a spicy and sweet sauce. The one I have is from Korea. My dad recently went there and brought back this red seasoning pack. It says it's on a level of 5 on a scale of 7, so I guess it's going to be pretty spicy. Usually tteokbokki includes fish cakes, green onions, and a hard-boiled egg. I don't like hard-boiled yolks because they turn chalky, so I discard them. Some people like to disintegrate the yolks into the sauce to make it richer, but that's not for me. Overall, tteokbokki is a fantastic dish that I can't get enough of. The combination of chewy rice cakes and the flavorful spicy sauce is just unbeatable. If you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend giving it a go.